Hey guys, in this video we're going to be doing a walkthrough video on this 2,500 square foot home in North Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go through the house and set it up for the walkthrough video. We've already done professional photos on this home, so now it's just a matter of transitioning to video, putting the fans on mostly, and just making sure that, you know, everything's in motion. That's pretty much the only thing that you change from photos to video in most cases. So no fans out here. We got no fans over here. And ideally they're on low. And this fan we actually weren't able to turn on. So we might be no luck on movement over here. I mean, we could obviously turn on the faucets, add some movement there. Yeah, no fans. So we'll just have the back porch fans. There are a bunch of switches over here. I think it might have turned them all on. Yeah. All right. But I guess the only problem with that is that they're not all on the same speed. Ideally, they're on the same speed. Low, low, those ones are good. This one seems high. So probably, all right. That's the wrong, that is the light. So that's probably from high to low. This one appears to be medium around the middle setting, so maybe one more. And then that's the only one with the light on, so I'm gonna turn the light off just so that they're looking consistent. All we need is the fans on. All right, that looks good. Now, if there's like a electric fan, which this is an actual log burning, sorry, did I say fan? I meant to say fireplace. Fireplace, so a lot of times in Arizona at least, they're gas and you can just flip a switch and it'll turn on. That oftentimes looks good for video, but we're not gonna fire up any logs and go through that trouble, so we'll just leave that as no fire. All right, we have a fan here. Was it on a different switch? I don't think so. I think it's just a switch, so we're gonna have to, I think these are 3 setting fans, so 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that's low. We got the closets. For the video, I don't think we're gonna focus so much on the closets. We'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll get the master closet, but the secondary bedroom. All right, let's see how fast so this one's no light, that's maybe a little fast. All right, that looks like it's slowing down. Close this closet. I think that's low. It seemed like it was pretty high. We'll come back and make sure that it's still spinning. All right, here in the master. So if they start up slow, that might be slow or medium. Let's click it once. I wish all fans just had the same settings. Maybe it was high. That still looks medium, like it's going too fast. All right. Hopefully that's low now. And I think I turned this fan off actually. Let's see. Yep. So we got 1, 2, 3. Is that low? Yeah, that's still going. All right, so that's low. So turn it off and then low. That one's pretty good. Now I probably turn this one off as well. This one's kind of going. Let's see. Is it going? Nope. High, medium, low. All right, that's going low. All right, so fans are all set. This one's probably a little bit fast. Yeah, I'm not gonna, they look about the same, so that's good. All right, so fans are set, and I think we're ready for the video, so let's go outside and get started. All right, so today we're gonna be shooting with the A7S III with the 12-24 f2.8 G master lens. And I'm just gonna start over here on the side here. A lot of times I like to get a panning shot across the entire front of the house. I'm just gonna start here and just do a quick pan from left to right. Let me zoom in a little bit just to get a little better perspective on the house. I'm already cruising, go pretty slow. Just a nice little pan. We'll get like a 5 to 8 second clip. That looks good. All right, now I'm gonna go a little bit wider. And what we can do is just go straight across the front, or we could try to, you know, keep the property centered as we go across and kind of pan along with it. You know, I'm gonna just do a straight across shot. Let me see. I'm gonna start right here. Let me see if this camera's looking good or not. Let me zoom in on the house. And I'm gonna lock out the gimbal here with the trigger and hit record. Just kind of walk this way. Just kind of get, and that's pretty good. We don't need to go all the way to the end. And then we can get a panning shot here from this angle. Now now that extra, usually I'm shooting on a 16-35, that extra 12 millimeters, you can get a really wide shot. You can see how that sun looks actually pretty good. So this is a super wide angle. Let me just get a panning shot just to show how much space. That's probably too wide, but let me get a 16 millimeter shot now so that you can kind of see the difference between 16 and 12 if you're on the fence about getting one lens or the other. Probably like the 16 definitely looks more realistic. All right, now as we, you know, the one unique thing about this house is it has some really nice vegetation. So I'm gonna try to, whoops, let me go back here. So we can focus on the house and kind of get a push, you know, with the cactus in the view here. So I'm gonna lock it out. Just get a nice little straight on shot. All right, that's good. All right, and now from this angle, I'm gonna try to do just a separate panning shot, and then we're gonna start heading in towards the house. So I'm gonna try to stay locked on the house. Let me hit record. So I'm not locked in, I'm just gonna be rotating ever so slightly. I should probably be walking a little more, not so jittery. But I'm just trying to keep the house kind of in the middle of the frame, or at least that entrance area. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna just take this angle right here and I'm gonna work my way in through those gates over there. So I'm gonna try to go kind of quick here. I'm gonna lock it out so I don't have to worry about it too much moving around on me. And then when I'm ready to turn, I'm gonna let go of the lock and just kind of pan smoothly. And I'm staying pointed towards the right. One, to not get my shadow in the shot, and B, that's where I'm going to. Nice little lens flare. We'll see if that looks any good or not. All right, so now if we go straight onto the door, that glass door is we're just gonna show us, and it's not gonna be usable. So what we can do is kind of stand over to the side here and just get a nice little panning shot, I think. So maybe let's see, just a little panning shot here of the porch. Kind of make our way to the front door. Now this is a longer than normal clip, but let's see. And then they have a nice little number sign here. So we can kind of get a detailed shot if we want. Let me zoom in. Let's hit record. Whoops, I reset my gimbal. All right, and just move a little bit. Show the beams. I don't know, that one didn't turn out so hot. All right, so now we're gonna focus on the entrance shot. And we have this glass right here, so we're gonna be limited on the angles that we could potentially do it without us showing up in the glass. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of get a straight on shot going through the door with it open so that the reflection's not showing up. So let's try it. Let me hit record. Lock out my gimbal and just walk towards it, because we like to transition a lot through the front door. And there we can see our reflection. So at least we were able to walk up to the door without the reflection. So, all right, so now we're inside. I'm gonna now get a straight on shot. I'm likely just going to pan. Let me put it at 16. I was at 14 millimeters. All right, let's just pan from left to right. Just kind of reveal what we got going on in this house. All right, from here, we'll work our way into this room. I think that's gonna be our strategy on the interior. Is just gonna go through these main areas here, hit the kitchen, the dining area, and then come back around. We'll also grab some shots in the garage and the laundry room as we get over there. But here I'm gonna do a, actually what I might do, let me try to go a little wider. Yeah, this is, all right, this is a good shot here. So I'm just gonna, so we can see what's going on. And that wider angle, I'm at about 15 millimeters right now, really just allows us to see the beams a little bit better on the ceiling. And as I was going straight, I locked it out. I'm gonna go all the way to the table here, and then I'm gonna stop there. And then from here, I mean, we could do a panning shot, but we can, this is actually a pretty good composition here. We can see, I'm gonna go back, we'll call it 18 millimeter. And the lens, I'm at f4. The lens is focused on the chandelier right there, but we can see the kitchen and that area down the hallway. So let's hit record. Then I'm gonna lock it out and just go forward. That looks good. All right, hit record. Now I think our best, since we're gonna be working our way this way, so we'll get a shot going into the kitchen, then focus on the kitchen, and then work our way that way. So I'm gonna do a straight on shot going into the kitchen. I feel like I'm pretty straight. I'm gonna lock out the gimbal by holding the trigger. Now we're going straight. And we'll go all the way to the sink. All right, that's good. All right, from here, we'll get this angle on the kitchen. I think this is probably the better one. Let me see. And we'll just pan from right to left. All right, let's just go a little slow. We can see some movement outside. That looks all right. And right here, I like this center shot of the kitchen. I'm gonna do a left to right as well. We get some movement. We can see those chairs. Add a little depth into the shot. All right, now I'm gonna focus on this eating area. And I'm gonna work my way towards that window, because I think that's one of the nice things about eating right here. You got a nice view outside. Right now you can see a little bit of vegetation outside. You can't see that much. Let me widen my shot a little bit. There we go. Let's hit record. Now I'm just gonna work my way over here. And I'm gonna turn my gimbal. And then we're gonna focus on the window. And we can see outside. Try to straighten out those lines. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so let Let me get another shot in the kitchen here. We'll probably have to rearrange a little bit, but just sitting here, just getting a nice pan. Maybe, let me see. I wish, so I can get a little bit wider here. Right here I'm at about 14 millimeters. I'm gonna just do a slow pan from left to right. There we go. All right, from here we'll make our way from the kitchen and go into the laundry room. So maybe I'll just lock out the gimbal and walk straight ahead. And then I'm also going to get a panning shot here just to show that bathroom, and then we'll also get a shot in the bathroom here. I feel like with the wider focal length, it's a little more forgiving. All right, right there I feel like is a good shot. All right, now we're getting longer clips, but usually our clips are like 3 seconds long or around there. So, all right, right here we got the bathroom. It's exposing quite a bit for outside, so I'm gonna brighten it up just a little bit. Hit record. I'm gonna do a push-in shot. All right, that's good. Now let's move into the garage. And right here in the corner, I'm just gonna, this likely will not show up in the video. Let me do 16 millimeter just so it's not so, distorted. That's all I'm gonna get there. Then we have this workshop area. And I'm gonna do a vertical shot, so we'll start at the top. I'm gonna bring my focal length in a little bit because all I was seeing was pretty much door. And let me bring my exposure back down. It seems a little bright. There we go. And I'm gonna hit record and just lock out the gimbal and just go from top to bottom. Actually, that wasn't very good. Let's go inside the doorway here. Yeah, that first shot was looking a little jittery along the door. All right. So we got this side of the house. So now we're gonna be working in the living area and then work our way around. So I'm gonna start here. I'm at an 18 millimeter, which I think is all right. But when I get to the other side, I'm gonna do a pan around the couches just to potentially blade speed or connect it somehow. One thing that we're gonna have to worry about is the reflection in the TV. We're likely gonna show up, so we'll just see when we get there. All right, let me hit record. And now I'm locking out my gimbal. And I'm at a 16 millimeter focal length right now. So I start to see my reflection in the TV. So I'm gonna work my way here to the right to where I'm out of it. Now just refill a little bit. I like this shot right here on this room. So I'm gonna get a push-in shot here between the two couches, like you're relaxing here on the couches. And you can see some movement outside with the fans. All right, now I'm gonna get a shot on this side. Just showing the room. What am I at, 16 millimeters? We could go wider if we wanted to, show a little bit more of the beams. So I did, I'm at 14 now. It seems a little too much distorted. It seems like 14 is about as wide as you want to go with this thing. So I locked it out and I'm just moving from left to right. All right. From here, we're gonna make our way down the hallway to the other rooms. And yeah, so I'm just gonna hit record and start making my way this way. I'm also gonna get another shot in this room as well after this one. So this might be one that we use after. And we can kind of see our shadow on the wall as well. And the light was moving a lot there, so we're probably not gonna, we may not use that shot. All right, so from here, I'm gonna just do a slider-like shot. We'll start on the right and move left. Yeah, I do like that 14 millimeter focal length. On some shots, you can just see pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna start back here. We're gonna see, all right, we have the front door. I'm gonna move it back to 16. The front door, now we're gonna be heading down the hallway. I'm gonna make my way, I'm gonna start with the master. So I'm gonna start here and go all the way down the hallway into the master. So let's go. So when I move straight, I do lock out my gimbal so it's not swaying from left to right. But when I'm about to start turning, I let go and then I try to start turning slowly so that we could potentially blade speed it without disrupting the viewer too much. And then I'll try to stick to the right side here. We're revealing the master, then we'll work our way in here. It's staying focused on the bed, which is good. And that's probably gonna do it for that shot. Now I'll get in here on the master. So we could do a slider like, but I'm just gonna move from left to right, just a little bit of panning. All right, that's good. Now here, there's like a little sitting area. So I'm gonna just lock out my gimbal and go move forward. That's good. And now we can't get into this corner, so I'm likely just gonna pan from left to right here. Let me make it a little wider. Is that, no, too distorted. All right. Actually, I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna lock it out and do like a left or right to left here. And now we'll just, we saw this area in the previous shot, so now we're just gonna go do a push-in shot. This bathroom's really challenging. You can't really make a very smooth angle going in here. And then from here, I'm gonna show a little bit of the door and just kind of move from left to right. We could also do a panning shot here. Panning might be better because we can see the shower. And now we can, there's this glass wall right here, so we got to try to figure out what angle we can get on this shower without showing the reflection. All right, start at the top, lock out, and then just come top to bottom. All right, that's good. And always be extra careful with glass. And now I'm just gonna get a push-in shot here into the closet. All right, that's good. Now, I mean, we could try to connect. All right, we were just here, now we're going into the next room. It's gonna be pretty challenging. We'll give it a go. It's likely not gonna be used though, we'll see here. All right, so I'm just gonna try to turn here. I'm gonna go a little bit lower because the ceilings are kind of low right here. I'm gonna work my way into, I guess we can go straight into this room. Yeah, because I guess it doesn't really matter. I like to go in order, but we're gonna make sure to not forget that bathroom and this bedroom right here. All right, so let's go. We'll do a panning shot in this room. I'm just kind of using my knee to kind of get a lower shot. That one might be a little too low. Let me see. Maybe we could do a vertical shot. I feel like I'm getting a exercise and looking awkward on camera. Well, that's all right. All right, so from here we'll do a panning just from right to left within the room. This is probably the bedroom shot we'll use. All right. Now we'll go into the secondary bedroom here. And I'll start outside. I can see the reflection from the sun of the camera here on the door jamb. I like the door jamb, but just show a little bit. And my camera seemed to hunt, so when it does like a hunt focus, I'll start in the inside of the room and then come out. And then if it hunts, then it's usually not that big of a issue. We would already have gotten the potential clip. All right, so this one, if I pan from left to right, I'm not really showing anything extra. So I'll do a push-in shot on this. And we'll just move there. All right, now we'll do the bathroom. And the good shot, I like this bathroom because of the lighting's pretty good. Let's see if I can go. So that's 12 millimeters. You can see how we're just seeing too much door. That right there looks good. I'm at 16. So let's see here. We'll try to stay straight and just walk straight in. I felt like I was about to fall on my face. All right, bathroom, bedrooms, master. I like this shot actually right here. We got the front door reveal. I don't know how we would connect it or use it, but I'll get a short shot here. We could use it as our entry shot if we really wanted to. Yeah, I just like that shot. But how are we going to transition outside? I suppose we can actually just open the door right here. We can start in that corner and just work our way out. All right, let's hit record. And I'm just gonna try to go straight out there. Maybe we'll just go straight out the door. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. Lock out the gimbal. And hopefully no reflections in the glass. Hopefully the exposure looks, I'm gonna let go. Then I'm gonna turn. And that looks good. All right, so now we're outside. We're gonna drop our exposure down. It's about +1, or just look at your lighting and you can kind of tell where you're seeing blown out shots. I think where I'm at right now, which is +7, looks good. All right, so let's start here in the corner. And there, I'm just gonna pan from left to right, just showing what this backyard has to offer. So let's hit record. Got the fan movement going on. Looks good and peaceful. If you want to make it extra special, you can add some bird noises in your edit. All right, do I want to turn back and get this? Like, these are going to be our more challenging shots because we're going to have to zoom in to get us out of the shot. So most of the best shots are going to, because the sun's over there, our shadows are all going to be running this way. So it's going to be shooting this way, which actually is the better angle of the porch anyway. But now that we have some walking room, so we could potentially just kind of show everything. We're going to need to position our camera in a way that hopefully we're not going to be showing up in the reflection. Or we can just try to go straight right here. Let me try that. We'll just walk along this path here, just showing the pool, as well as all the barbecue and the sitting areas. That's probably a better way to tackle this backyard, because we don't want to spend too much time on that, but we do want to showcase it, right? So that looks good. And now what kind of shot would look good here? Maybe we'll go from right to left. Now it's really bright that way. It looks kind of dark. I'm gonna get another shot just to bring it up so I can see a little bit better in the darker areas of the barbecue. Maybe right there. And then I'm gonna do a push-in shot here on the barbecue. All right. And now anything I go back this way, there's gonna be a bunch of shadows, but I can stand here and just do a like a panning shot. At this focal length, I'm not seeing anything. What am I at? 16. So I'm just gonna pan just to kind of reveal the pool, that fire pit area, and the mountain views. That's probably good. I'll get a shot next with these chairs. So I'm just gonna be over here. And now I feel like it's a little bright. Bring it down a little bit. This one I'm gonna not do a panning, I'm just gonna do a push-in shot. All right, that's good. And now here in the middle, I'm gonna pan from the fire pit all the way over. I mean, sometimes you're kind of stuck with a panning shot if you want to show a lot in a shot. A lot of times it's just like, you know, little sections that we're showing. All right. I feel like we're pretty good here. There are some detail shots that I want to get, but I'll do another shot just sitting right in front of this fire pit area, and maybe we'll just actually maybe I'll move along this walking path right here and just show the house. Hopefully I don't show up in it in the shadows, or we'll just do it or use it to the extent that we don't show up. All right, that's all right. All right, we'll make our way back here in the back. Want to try to get a wider shot on the home. Now we have some vegetation right here, kind of obstructing our view. I think a good spot is probably right here. Let me hit record, lock it out, and then just kind of move along the vegetation. It's going to give it a little bit of movement in the shot. I think that looks good. Now we have a little gate over there. It's not going to be too appealing for the video, so I'm not going to do it. I'm trying to think if there's any other wide shots before I change my mindset to more detailed shots that we want to capture in this home. I think I got a good variety. We also have some aerial shots that we're going to throw in this video as well. So, you know, keep that in mind as well for the end product that you're delivering to the customer. So, all right, I'm going to switch to S and Q. Now I'm going to be shooting at 120 frames. Now I'm going to have to bump my aperture up, which is fine. And we'll get some detail shots. I'm going to zoom in. We'll do 24 millimeter of some of this cactus and just get some movement. And I always like to get angles that connect it back to the house, not just a random flower or a bush. Here's a cool flower we could get and show the house. Let me get low. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see here. Like if it focused on the flower, there we go. That was all right. All right. Let's see. And maybe I'll get a nice little detail push-in shot of the fire pit. Unlit, but I don't think we got a much detail shot here. So I'll lock it out and just push forward. That was a shorter clip, but it's gonna be much longer since it's a 120 frame S&Q shot. Now we have these fans. I can tilt my gimbal up and just kind of get a shot of the fans moving. It'll just slow it down. That's good. Any other moving shots back here? You know, there are some Now this particular home isn't going to be going on the market for sale. It's an Airbnb or a vacation rental home. So we can capture some of these things that are likely just going to be staying here at the house. You know, we have this little snake thing or lizard. Kind of a weird angle, but you know, cactus. Maybe I'll get a vertical shot here. Ideally, I'd probably use an ND filter and use a lower aperture so you get some more blur effect. That's probably pretty good. That's probably pushing it. We may or may not use those clips. I just like to go around and you know, get some things that will potentially be good B-rolls, just to kind of mix up all the panning and the shots in the wide angle. Now in the home, let me see if I can think of some. We have that cafe sign in the back. You know, maybe, I'm already at 24. We can kind of get these chandeliers moving, and we got cafe. Not the biggest, like these aren't that cool. We can try to get the cafe sign. All right. Anything else? Nothing moving, nothing movements. Here's a slow motion shot you could get if you really wanted to. Add some slow motion to the kitchen shots. We got this in the kitchen. It shows the water and it also shows the fan out back. You know, nothing's gonna be like a slam dunk, but I like to get a good variety of shots, and then we'll just, you know, some of them might surprise you what they look like in post-production. This one actually looks pretty cool. You can see those light flares, so I'm just gonna hit record, kind of go down, or we could pan the lens up or the gimbal up and just hit record and just kind of move forward towards it. Yeah, this actually looks kind of cool. But can we get a better composition, like show the room? Yeah, we can. So like this angle right here, we could show the beams in the room. I think this is a better shot. Let me reset my gimbal, pan it back up. Now let's hit record and just kind of. All right. I mean, you can get some little things like bowls on the table. I feel like I'm good with this room. Or chandeliers, you can get up high and kind of get some shots like this. Just kind of panning around it. Now at 120 frames, you don't have to be that steady. If you play it back, you'll know that okay, it's, you know, super slow. All right, nothing in here. Nothing in here really. Actually, we might be able to get some cool shots of this, but how can we get it to where it looks good? You know, we could go back to regular mode. Let's crank down our aperture. I guess, what are we at, 7.1? Oh no, we're really high. No, that's 22. It's hard for me to see. All right, we'll do 4. So right here, when it's focused here, we get a nice depth shot. Now this is our regular 60 frames. I think that's good. All right, now let's see, what else do we have? I think that's good here. Trying to think if there's any other shots that potentially I'd want. I feel like we got a good variety of shots. We got aerial shots. We got a lot of shots of all these rooms. We got some B-roll shots to mix up our shots on the video. So I feel pretty confident in the shots that we got so far. So I think that's gonna do it for our walkthrough video portion. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. And as always, before we leave, we're gonna put the home back in the condition we found it. And we'll see you guys on the next one.